Here's another part video, and this has to do with the bvsv valve on a Toyota. And as you can see, that's what it looks like. I'll get a light closer here. And the part number is 90925-05047, as you can see. And this is a original Toyota part, which is pretty surprisingly for what it is. It's very expensive, but what I want to do, since it's a new one, we want to check the part, and I kind of want to just show you that, because this is apparently a part that's not working in my car. And let me see if I can get this. And this is, I'm using it on a 1985 Toyota MR2, and this is what it looks like. See if I can get that. It's got a 0E14 number on it, and this part is actually smaller than the other one. There are two on the bottom there. The other one's for the exhaust, or no, the what do you call it, the fuel circulation fumes, I forget what I call it. But anyway, let's take a look real quick. You gotta be careful not to break these, because over time they do go bad. But this should not let any air out, any air through. So as you can see, the valve is closed, and it only opens when it reaches the temperature on the coolant temperature. So right now it's working as it should, as you can see, and there is nothing on the bottom here. It's just a thermal, what do they call it, thermal sensor, I forget, the electric type of sensor. So I don't know what size that is, but let me get the socket. I think I'm gonna use a wrench. I'm not sure, because this thing is kind of in the middle there and a bunch of hoses around, and I do not want to break that, because I did that at the junkyard when I was looking for this one. I only found the big one, I didn't find the small one. So let me see if I can get the right number so I can let you know. Give me a second. And again, I apologize. So there are two sockets that I have here. Hang on a sec. Okay, I'm kind of in the corner here. So I have this 15/16 and 7/8, and I think, let me see, well, it's not that one. Is it this one? It's not that one. So they're both too big for this one. I think I use, was it this one? I think I might have used a 7/8 for the big one, but as you can see, these are made for that, but these are too big, so I won't be able to use them anyway. Yep. Okay, so let me see what number this is. Hang on a second. Come on. Nope, not that one. Not that one. That one. So it looks like this one is a 19 millimeter, and that's all I can use. 18, nope, that doesn't go in there. So basically you need this. This is for my EGR. Yeah, the EGR valve. Without this, you can't pass your smog. At least this is just one of many parts that you need to check on the on your car before you can pass smog. So there you have it. That's what this one looks like. It's a square type of top here, as you can see. The other one, it's a round one, and this is bigger, so it uses a bigger socket. But that's what that looks like. So I hope that camera is getting that. All right, well, I hope this helps. Well, here it is. The old one is out. I managed to not break it. I had to use the 19 millimeter, and I basically had to take the whole intake pieces out in order to get some room in there because I didn't want to break it. And I get a few threads in there, so that's about all as far as it goes in. So you really have to be careful with this one. Now, on the other video I show you the new one, but I made a mistake on that one on actually testing it. I didn't realize that this tool had the T on it. So the way I showed it in there, it's actually incorrect for testing this valve. So what I needed to do was take all that off and put it straight on here. And see, when it's off, when it's cool, it's supposed to be closed. So there should be no air in there. So if I put my finger on it, it stops. But when I let it go on the top one, it lets the air through, and that's why it's broken. So bottom is the same. So if I put my finger on it, it stops, but it's slowly going still. And see, so that's how you know your valve, it's your bvsv is not working. So I do apologize. I did make that mistake on the previous video where I show you how to test the new one, and I wish I would have done it right so that you could really see the difference. But anyways, it shouldn't let air through on the new one, unlike this one. But yeah, this was kind of all right. Here are the two valves from the 85 mr2. These are the ones, this is for the EGR, and this is for the gas fumes. And the reason I want to make this video is because I want to show you that they are different. This is a smaller one than this one, and hopefully the camera can catch that. So you can see this one's hollow, this one's not. And the way this function is basically when the coolant, or I should say when the car is cold, these are closed. So when the coolant comes up to temperature, then they open and allow the airflow through here. I believe they both work the same way. And so basically, in order to test them, you just put a vacuum on it and make sure there's no air going through it when it's off or cold, since they open when it's hot. And if there's air, like I show you on the other video before that one, this one, then you have to replace this, or your EGR is not going to let the gases through. Now, one of the issues I had with this one is finding the tool that was the right size for this one. The big one uses the 15/16. It wasn't the 7/8 that I thought it was. A lot of these tools, they already come like cut like this, and the problem with that is that most of them say, or they're mainly for oxygen sensors. So the 15/16 I have here is the one that actually fits the big one here. And because I couldn't find the correct size for this one, I just ended up, I asked all the stores locally and nobody had it. They had the big ones. So I decided to just go to Home Depot, picked up a cheap 19 millimeter. So you can see it's a Husky. And I cut it myself. And all you have to do is use a Dremel. That's all I had. I do have other machines, but I don't have access to them right now. So if you just, the only tool you need is going to be a Dremel with also a stone, so that you can fix the edges. And then you can put this through here. And as you can see, this is a 19 millimeters. and I just went all the way through just like that. So now I have the tool for that, and these go on this one. As you can see, it's kind of the same. It goes all the way to the bottom there. The key here is when you're turning it either way, you shouldn't touch the plastic pieces. If you do, you're gonna break it. Trust me, I did that once at the yard. And so what I did was I made sure that no matter which way I'm turning, it wasn't gonna touch the sides there. Not only that, but this one has to be lower, so you're probably gonna go that much down, since the threads are gonna be on the lower side there, and that's not gonna touch anything. And I would keep grinding it on this side, because if I am tightening it, it was getting too close, so I ground these down a little more. But if I'm taking it off, there's plenty of space there. It's just the way it came out, so you just gotta keep grinding it a little more so that you're not touching it when you're putting it, because obviously I want to use the same tool to install it and to take it out. But it seems like it's a little to the right, and as you can see, this one's the same way. Well, it's a little bit to the other side, so it's kind of hard to get them right in the middle, just because of the way they're made. But that's not a big deal. You just grind it and you just kind of see where it touches and just keep going at it. It does take a while since it's a pretty hard steel, but there you go. That's how I made my own. And you gotta remember, this is a 19 millimeter, so that was kind of frustrating not to be able to find the right tool for that, but you can always make it. Obviously, like anything else, if you don't have the tool, you just end up making it. And there you go. This is what I ended up doing, so that I can take him out and put him back in, because yeah, the ones I had, they're just too big. So I didn't have one small enough, so that was like a couple bucks for a 19 millimeter, and I just went ahead and ground it or cut it. And it's pretty cheap to do that. So as you can see, if you don't have the right tool, because it's so tight in there, I had to use the 19 millimeter wrench, and I'll post that video later. But although it was easy, I had to take out the whole intake pieces out, or the whole intake with the filter out. So this would have made my life a little easier if I had it, because then I can just go from the top, which is normally what you want to do on that really tight space, because these two are sitting right in the middle of all the hoses above the transmission there. Not hard to do, you just gotta be very careful. And to be honest, even with this one, I'm still kind of scared to do it, or at least install it, because it gets very close. But I believe I got it ground down enough that it won't touch. But if you're not careful, it'll definitely break those, and that's not a cheap part by any means. You can get it on eBay and other places, but first of all, it was hard to find it because I didn't know what the number was. And so let me give you that right now. So this is the B as in boy, V as in Victor, S as in Sam, V as in Victor. So bvsv. It is a smaller one, and the number on this one is actually 90325-05047. I didn't have the number, so it was kind of hard to figure out what it was. And on this one, what's the number here? This is more common. 90925. It's hard to read on here. 25 or 26? I can't tell. It's 25. What is that? 405087. Anyways, this is more common, as you can see from the top. See, this one's round and this one's square. So that's the other way to tell them apart. And as you can see, This is shorter than that one a little bit. So I wanted to put that out there because I just couldn't find this stuff online, so it's just nice to make a quick video here.